たらありがたいんですが。
먹시는 날인데. 네.
Open air, side by side we sway there in all the colors. Summer love, lonesome dove, folded on the lawn chair in all the colors. Summer love, remember when we were getting nowhere fast, when the garden won't stop giving back honeysuckle, fresh cut grass. I could really use some stuff like that. that's sure something I could use. A cure for the air conditioned blues. Could use some too. A little bit of sunlight. Silk lining, delicate paper, tangerine rind. Tulip petals on the dresser all come to mind. Soft blonde pink brush and shoulders, page 55. You trace letters over the pictures of the climbing vine. I'm in a field of you're making. I can see a new flower awaken. Somewhere way past taken. Somewhere way past taken. Seashell